Alright guys, I'm having to use my old camera because my other camera batteries just will not stay charged. This camera's, the sound on it is terrible. But what I did yesterday, or the day before, or last week sometime, I got this old gooseneck ball off here. Ended up having to pretty much grind that weld out. I couldn't get that ball to come free for nothing, so I just took the whole plate off. Got one coat of paint on it. Yesterday I got out here and I started on my rear disc brakes. Got my drum off, hub out. And I'm going to try to show y'all about what's going on. I can't get to that one right now, but I had to go get new bearings and seals for the hub on this one. So I'm going to try to show y'all how I'm going to put that thing back together. But if you look at this bracket, move some stuff out of my way. This bracket comes from DIY4x.com. That's 4x, DIY4x.com. And it's pretty beefy. It's got some gussets welded on here. I'm hoping I got it on the right way because I put Loctite on these bolts. When I put it in there, it comes with grade 8 bolts and lock washers. And here's my hub. And these back full floaters, they're very similar to your front four-wheel drive hubs, except you have to pull the axle out to get the drum off. But it's just a few bolts that holds that in. There's the axle shaft. You got a few bolts holding that in. Once you get all the bolts out, just tap a hammer on these little nipples that stick out right here, and that'll free it up from the gear, and you can just slide it out. Now, there wasn't a whole lot of oil come out with it, but I have my oil pan just in case. So once you got that out, then you got to fool these lock nuts. There's two of them, and in between them there's this locking ring, and it's you bend it up to lock the outer nut on. Well, I didn't have the correct socket for these, but I ended up getting them off anyway. I just they wasn't too tight anyway. I just took a screwdriver and kept fooling with them. But I went and got the correct socket, which fits a 3/4 to 1 ton front or rear axle. I'm pretty sure it's a 6. It's got 6 little, I call them cogs, but little prongs or whatever you want to call them on it. The 4-prong ones fit the 1/2 ton. They won't work. The 1/2 ton socket's too small. I went and got another 4-prong one, bigger, but it won't work either. So you gotta have the 6 one. Well guys, I got everything on here. I got the axle in, and then I found out that I got 2 strip bolt holes. Can't find a 1/2 inch helicoil set, so I went to a buddy of mine's shop and got another hub off of a newer model. Damn chickens. $50. Now I've got to undo everything I've done today. Basically, that's what it looks like when you get that drum off. The newer models have a little different style locking nut than the older ones. This 83 model. It's got 2 locking nuts with a lock ring in between. The newer ones got one big thick lock nut with a keyway and a snap ring on the outside. I did like that, but my wrench, 6-way, won't work. Won't fit the new ones. It'll fit this one, but it won't fit the new ones. So I opted to stay with the ones I had. So now I hadn't tightened nothing down. I did take a tap and a die. I tapped all the holes and I took a die and cleaned up all my bolts. Had a lot of RTV on them. And I still had those 2 strips. So I'm going to get this back off. I'm going to get the bearings out of that. I'm going to get the bearings out of this. Try to save as many new ones as I can, put back in this one. And of course I got to drive out these again to get my rotor off. But everything looks like it's going to be about where it needs to be. That caliper stick right on here. And I did notice the newer models had a little bigger tip on the end of a little bigger brake line. And I think I'm going to go back and get that brake line off that axle, because I believe it'll fit my hoses a little easier than these little B5/16 will. So anyway, I'm going to get this done and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, I'm sorry for the noise. I had to keep my little heater on. It's gotten kind of cool again out here. First thing I had to do is I had to get the the rotor off, and that allowed me to get more leverage on this seal. As it was, my screwdriver was hitting the rotor. If you had a seal puller, it wouldn't be near as much trouble. I don't have one, so I'm having to use a screwdriver. Let me get this stuff out and I'll show you what it looks like. I got it ready to put the lug studs back in. I don't have a press, so I'm just going to use an old head bolt. I used the big end on the lug stud, hit the tapered end. But on these new hubs, the inner snap ring, it is a pain to get out of there. I imagine it took me a good 30 minutes to get that damn thing out of that groove. And I was able to save my bearings. Luckily, I'd bought 2 of these seals. I'm going to have to get another and do the other side, but they didn't have but 1 set of bearings at the store where I went this morning. So luckily I'm going to be able to save them. And I'm just going to tap these lug studs in and get ready to set her up here.